Welcome, guys. Welcome. This is episode 3 of ChatTactic for 2025. So, don't know what we're going to do. I just woke up 15 minutes ago. So, last time I think I was 5 minutes before I woke up, just before we sort of started. So, I didn't have anything prepared at all. I do have stuff prepared. 15 minutes is enough time for me to have a quick look around and see what's what in the world of gaming. And so, there's, of course, a few things we'll talk about. There's some games that are releasing this week. Some I actually can't talk about because I'm under sort of like embargoes, not so much NDAs, but embargoes on what I can actually talk about. I actually am under an NDA for Distant Worlds 2, but I haven't looked at the NDA stuff yet, so I'm sort of safe enough to talk about Distant Worlds. So I thought we'd start off, because I did try to show this, I think, last week, and it didn't work. But there's been even more information that's now come through. I don't think I've got to. I know I tried to show it somewhere. Mate, actually, no, I wasn't here. I was on the Slytherin channel, and I was going to show, because I'm going to be covering this on the Slytherin channel. Actually, I'm going to be covering this on my own channel through the rest of this week on Twitch, but also on the Slytherin channel as well at the end of the week. So on Friday there. Now, I should still be able to get my Fortress Friday in before I do that stream, so I think I'll still be okay for Fortress Friday if you are watching me on Twitch. So I'd say that like Twitch is a good. I will be putting the Fortress Fridays and try to have them a week behind coming onto YouTube, so that they also come out on Friday. So don't feel that with that particular series that you're going to miss out, because I'm making sure that I'm processing them and bringing them across into the YouTube environment. The reason I like doing them on Twitch so much more than doing them on YouTube is because of the tools that Twitch actually gives you, like the naming tools, things like that, which and also the banning tools, makes it so much easier to do what you need to do, which is fantastic. So anyway, that's sort of the reason that my preference is for Twitch. Also, YouTube, with their algorithm, they do punish you a lot, and even though I don't get as much money as such out of Twitch overall, it's well, actually that's something to change, because I'm getting more popular on Twitch now. But it's Twitch is if you treat Twitch as God, this is a bit more philosophical. The philosophy of game streaming. If you treat Twitch or YouTube, for that matter, as a bit of a business, unless you're the top 0.3% or whatever, you're not really going to make a lot of money out of it. But it's like a treadmill that gets faster and faster and faster. And I don't like that aspect. So I treat both of these channels, both my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel, as purely a hobby, even though I do rely a little bit on the income that does come from them. So, but I know that if I change my mindset with that, if I start looking at algorithms and analysing the data, it's going to do my head in. So I'm not. I purposely don't look at that sort of stuff. So anyway, that's just where we are with that one. Better make sure that we are live, actually. I'll just Alt tab back across and have a quick look back here. Are we up and running? Yeah, we are. Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't put much of a warning up that I was going to be doing this. So literally, because I didn't do it last night. I normally do it the night before, but I didn't get any sleep at all the day, not last night, but the night before. And so I didn't know how tired I would be and how much sleep I'd actually need. Okay, so hi there, Tiger. And yeah, so it's sort of one of those things where I was thinking, oh, geez, for all I know, I could sleep, for another couple of hours more than what now is, So, and I didn't want to sort of have anything where I felt compelled to wake up, because I often find that I wake up hours earlier than what I should, because I've got a commitment somewhere. So anyway, that was so, and had a good sleep. I slept like it's not much sleep for normal people, but it was good for me. I got what did I get? 6 hours sleep, which for me is heaps. That's 1 or 2 hours more than what I normally get. So I feel very, very refreshed, which is quite funny actually. It's I really thought after yesterday that I'd be absolutely screwed. Yes, with my sleep habits and stuff. Okay, so what we've got is, I wanted to show you Distant Worlds, and I don't know if I did last week or not. It doesn't matter if I did, because I know there's been another little change, 1.2.8.6, and it's not enough. It's not enough. Hi Silvercall, how are you going? So we'll go through and also let me know if my microphone isn't loud enough. I've noticed in my recent recordings that it doesn't seem very loud, and I don't know why. It's sort of I've been checking things and it seems to be okay, but it just it just does seem a bit lower than usual. Okay, anyway, let's just get into it. We've got the I'm just thinking in my head, maybe it's just the settings that I've got from when I record games. It's probably more the answer of what that actually is. So anyway, big things are happening with Distant Worlds 2. A lot of quality of life things have come in, but still, in my opinion, the one that came in, the big one that I thought was coming in 1.2.8.6, does not go far enough, and I don't know why it's done this way. So let's just start a new game, and I'll show you what I mean. So we'll just get into, and I'll just cover the other things that have come through as well. If we go through the factions, because what they've now done, and I don't know which ones have got it and which ones don't. This is a good example. This is a really good example. What they've done now is that they've actually opened this up to show the other races that are on the same level as they're either like or dislike. Now, the Actarians are of course, so Actarians will have their like for themselves will be 0%. That's the first big problem. It's not a big problem, but really what they should have is Actarians at the top of the list at 0%, and just so that it's at least listed, because some of them are actually more positive to their own faction than 0%, and some of them are and some of them are actually negative as well. So knowing how they interplay with their own species is actually really quite important. So that's the first issue with this. The second issue, just make one big long list. Don't have with all the races in it, not just with not split it into two like this. So like the way it was written, it made it sound like it was actually going to be done as one big long list, and that's all we want. This is a scrolling area anyway, so it doesn't matter how much data there is, particularly at the back end of it. So just put them all in, please. All in, including the actual faction. So that's my big wish to the devs of TW2, Elliot and Eric and the guys. So just make it one big long list, not a most liked and most disliked. It just we'll get it. We'll get it if the Dayot's a negative and the Boscar are negative 50 at the back end of the list, we know that they're the worst ones. It's funny how this works. Anyway, it's sort of it's funny actually. I'm hoping that the Securans come soon-ish, and also the Kydians. I've forgotten about these. I loved playing as the Kydians. They were, in fact, when I think about it, they were my favourite faction of the original Distant Worlds, or one of the favourite ones. I did like the Securans as well. So there's two more really good ones coming, with that would be very handy. Hi Raven's Path and me, myself and I. Okay, for me your voice is barely louder than the. Wow. Okay, in that case, because I got the music down very low. I'll ramp this up a little bit just to try to get the levels up a bit and see if that actually helps. It's not really doing anything. So what I'll do is I might just treat it back where I used to actually have my settings. It's a bit louder than what it was, but it's actually still not getting to the levels that it should be getting to. Just bear with me a sec, guys. I'll just see if I can fix that. Actually, I'll quit out of this and then I'll see if I can fix it up. Unfortunately, I've got I use this fairly complex system to try to boost my microphone anyway, and whenever there's been an update to my computer, it actually is awkward for me to actually fix it, but I'll see if I can actually fix it up. All right. So anyway, that's what we've got in through there with the. That should, I think, be a single one. I think we did cover last time the fact that we've now got queued missions, which is massive. So that's a great one. Anyway, I thought I'd just show this one off and just think why is it done this way? Just have one list, please. That's all we want. That's all I want anyway. And include the actual faction. I mean, if we go, for example, to Mortallans, Mortallans should actually have their own faction in there. Yeah, see how Mortallans are negative 10? They're slightly negative against their own factions. They like to be on their own. So just give us the full list. That's all we want, the full list, please. And It would also be handy to have in brackets what the other faction thinks of you as well. That would actually make it even better. Even better. So, for example, if we go to Boscara and have a look at their list, Actarians are negative 100% along with Kaidians and Ikaru. So they're negative 100. So they think of the Actarians a lot worse than the Actarians think of them at negative 50. So that would be pretty cool to have negative 50 bracket, negative 100. Wouldn't that be awesome? There we go. We're thinking we're helping with the game. We're being helpful. Hi Astrius, how you going? So Tekken best race? No, where's my band key? The Tekkens are the new. Actually, they're not the new. Well, they currently are the new halflings of the Distant Worlds universe. I really don't like playing them anymore. I sort of thought, I'll give them a go. You know, like I'll see how they operate, but I really just don't walk to them. I just can't do it. And unfortunately, we've got an even worse race on the horizon coming in. The Took are even worse. So the dreaded Took in the middle there, as you can sort of see, that will be the halflings of the Distant Worlds universe. I don't think I'll ever play them. To be sort of put that out there. Anyway, so that's Distant Worlds. I won't actually open it up any further. I'll see if I can get this microphone to be a little bit better for you. I'll just see what my sound is actually okay. I've got everything down pretty low for the background music and stuff. Just press exit. Just let me see if I can fix this up. I think it's on my other screen. Should be in here somewhere. Where are we? There it is. I'll just open up Peace. And if I switch, I'll just see if just make sure this is actually activating. And if it's not, yeah, so I test the 0 level just to make sure that this is actually in operation. So this is actually just the equalizer settings that I have for my microphone. And if I'm just going to do the preamplifying, I'll put it up to 6, and that I think will then make that sound a lot better. I think I used to have it on 8, and then I don't know why I put it on 2, to be honest, but I'll save that back over the top of this. There we are. Save that one. Overwrite it. Yes, we'll just go that way. I just noticed it's been a little bit better. That should actually now make the voice a lot better, I hope. Anyway, we'll see how we go. If it's not, I can put it back up to 8. I just noticed that when I used to do it on 8, it used to clip a little bit. If I just press enter there, so that's that might still be okay, I think. So maybe I'll just try it there, unless my microphone's starting to go on the way out. Hi Drexy, how you going? And ZXM, and Dom UK, and Sorbicol. Halflings, yes. The dreaded halflings. Is that better with the microphone? Does it sort of make it sound a little bit more like where it should be? You're louder now, yeah, okay. I'll leave it on 8, and I'll save that over the top. I just noticed that has certainly been what's been happening there. So we'll give that a go. At least that was running. If this isn't activating what's happening, it's a restart the computer time. So I'm glad it was actually still operating. Voice is good now. Great. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Turn it up for the old folks, says Vegan or ZXM. All right. Is that if it's too loud? Like if I'm sort of clipping or anything, just let me know. It's looked like it's the levels look like they're actually okay. It looks like they're sort of they're not in the red yet, but they're close. So if I get excited, that's probably when I'm going to start clipping with the voice. Anyway, so I've saved that over the top. That'll be my new default. Yeah, I noticed that was kicking in at different times actually with what we were doing. All right, so other things to talk about now. I did actually there's a few games that are releasing this this week, or have released this week as well. One of them is, which I've got a video coming up, is Wizard Warfare 2, which I might even open that up and show that. I've got a video. Actually, I forget when I've got that one scheduled. It's either today or tomorrow. I think I've got that one there. So Dom UK is saying, do you have a separate VOD channel for YouTube for your Twitch VODs, or do they just disappear? No, I don't. I don't save them anywhere because the interaction with the Twitch seems to be it's a different dynamic. I often do. I try to do some live streams here on YouTube as well, just to split things up a little bit, just because it is different to a. This is a live stream basically, obviously. So I do like the interaction, direct interaction with an audience, and it's sort of, and that's it's good. But Twitch just gives you a few more tools to do that. And if I do too much, and which is what I had done a few years ago on YouTube, I used to do all my live streaming mainly on YouTube, but it killed my channel. It actually ended up destroying my channel, like in terms of viewership, and it's never recovered. And so it's sort of one of those things where you think, oh well, that didn't work. That experiment didn't really work. And so that's why I'm always wary of doing too much live streaming on YouTube now because of their algorithm. Their algorithm is horrifically bad, I've got to say, on YouTube. You don't know what you're going to do that's going to get you punished or ignored. So it's it's very, very frustrating to be doing any sort of content on YouTube, to be honest. So I don't feel as if I'm like back in the old day, back in the old day, like as I'm talking a long time ago, the algorithm didn't really impact you that much with what you're doing, and it really was just it worked well for me. That's how my channel grew. But just in recent years, it just has been. I don't understand it. I don't understand what I should be doing to try to make it more popular on YouTube. It just doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem to. Not that I try that hard, to be honest. That's what I mean at the start when I was talking about that I try to keep it as a hobby, because it does your head in when you try to actually analyse everything that's going on. Dom UK saying that's a shame you play so many games. I did actually have a second channel, like a ChatTactic extra channel, which I sort of had put there for content that I didn't care if it wrecked my channel or not. So I do actually have a second channel. I just forget to use it. And so I did actually have that for exactly that purpose for uploading. But I am going to be putting at least the Fortress Friday content up onto YouTube. So I've already processed the next week's Fortress Friday. I haven't uploaded that one yet, so that will be coming up this Friday. There will be the second episode. So I've got so I'll have that coming into YouTube, which is a live stream done on Twitch. So I'm sort of conscious now when I'm recording that on Twitch that it's also a YouTube video. Rex is saying it's better now that they have live separated from other videos now. Not so much. I haven't noticed a big change, to be honest, in the algorithm. But to be honest, it's sort of. I think I did so much damage to my channel back in those days that it's going to take. I'm going to have to be lucky to find a way to sort of resurrect. The viewership that it used to have. It's funny how little things with YouTube. It does your head in. I mean, I think I've told that story before. Back when my channel really crashed, was and it's never really recovered from that either. Is I put up an Age of Wonders 3 series where I was playing as a theocrat in Age of Wonders 3, and YouTube didn't like the word theocrat, and so when I had the word in my titles, I uploaded the whole series in one bunch, and in the title was the word theocrat, and I couldn't figure out why I was being demonetized for the whole series, and so every video that would go up would be demonetized. And when I changed, and I was trying to think what's going on there. This is years and years ago. And and when I changed the word theocrat to priestess in the title, it stopped being demonetized. So for whatever reason, YouTube had theocrat down as a bannable or as a demonetizable word. It's just ridiculous what YouTube does. So that's why I think trying to make too much sense out of what the YouTube algorithm does just does your head in. Like, it's absolutely crazy. I hope that they go back to some sort of degree of sanity. I mean, you can see that, you know, certainly Facebook is now starting to head in that direction. Just hope Google does as well. You know, it has been unbelievably crazy, and that was where I'd really noticed a big dip in. They stopped showing my content in other areas at that point when I used the word theocrat. It's really crazy, and that was so many years ago now. So many years ago. It really went from overnight went down exponentially with the sort of organic views for the channel. But anyway, it's sort of it is what it is, unfortunately. Yeah, I said the bad word. Yeah, theocrat. I should make a theocrat T-shirt. Anyway, it was. Yeah, it's funny. So Dominic has saying loving Fortress Friday. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I've got the next one queued up. This is actually I'll show you. I've got the this is my video storage area, which if I go to Let's Play processing. This is under the hood stuff of all the different things that I've done, and many of these I haven't even uploaded. You know, like these are all different processing things of processing games over time. Some of them I have uploaded, but some of them I've processed, but then thought, nah, I don't like it enough to upload it. But this is Fortress Friday number 2, which will be coming out on Friday. So I haven't actually uploaded it yet. So this is what will be coming. So that's from Old Illustration. There we are. I really like that intro. Fortress Friday. So this is of course a live stream. I'll just pause it. But this has been fun actually. It's been a real lot of fun playing this. So it's funny because if you're watching the tutorial series that I'm putting out, which is only purely a YouTube thing, that's even more fun, like because of the interaction that's actually happened in that one. So I'm really looking forward to recording more of those. I've got 4 episodes done and scheduled of the tutorial series that I'm like the dangerous tutorial series or the fun tutorial series. But the Fortress Friday one as well has been pretty good fun. There's been a fair few bannings already. Like there's been a few deaths. I think at the end of this one there's some deaths out here. A bit of carnage. There's a ghost as an example. What else do we have at the back end of this that would be sort of fun to see? Let's see if I can find some detail here. Yeah, there's this is one of the deaths that happened. I forget who that one was actually. There was a few of them that got killed in one go. It was Astros is saying great intro. Yeah, thanks for that. They were done from the thumbnails that I had done for my previous tutorial series, which was where I sort of was playing but also doing a tutorial series. I ended up doing 60 videos of that a couple of years ago when Dwarf Fortress first came out, and I really liked those illustrations, and so I sort of had made them into a intro. But I'd made that into the intro from a year ago. Actually, it was a year ago I think I did the other series, and yeah, so I just made those. I just coloured them all red and made them into an intro. So so Raven's Path is saying just starting to watch that series. Yeah, that was a good one. I will actually have to go back and release the old series. But this was an interaction where we have a furnace operator here who, and I forget who this is. I forget the name of this particular one, but these were all named characters. And of course, on Twitch, the other thing, it's easy for me to ban people. And so as soon as these characters die, they get time enough to say one farewell statement, and then I ban them. And so this was just an interaction. There was a few of them actually out through here. There was that character, and there was another one as well that was sort of out this way. There was that they were fighting. We had a few anyway that were sort of outside and trying to. Yeah, there was more. The engraver. I'm not sure which one that one actually was. Yeah, I can't remember who they all were. Anyway, we had to get a few people out from the undead camels. So, so ZXM is saying your hoodies are good and you need more of them. Yes. Well, we maybe get a theocrat one. I'll tie it in. Actually, while I'm here too, I will actually. I'll just preempt because I've sort of been talking a bit about meta abuse, which is the podcast that a few of us are involved in. A few other YouTubers like Battle Mode, Lucid Tactics, Drexy, who's in here as X101, is sort of like an ongoing guest in there as well. Richard York, and so it's just a few of us sort of put together this little podcast called Meta Abuse. But we're also doing not live stream. We're doing multiplayer content, and so we had our first run yesterday of Carrier Command. So I've processed my video from that, which was good fun actually. It was really really cool. Keeping in mind that I hadn't slept at all the night before, so it was. But it was really really cool. It was such a lot of fun. It's such a great game playing Carrier Command 2. If you've never played it, it's unbelievable. I might even show that. It's an oldish game, but they keep on updating it, and it keeps on getting better and better and better. So I've got Carrier Command 2 in here. I might just show you the game, and just very very briefly, because it's awesome, and Microprose sort of like a few of us didn't have. I certainly had a key, but some of us didn't have keys, and Microprose was sort of here you go. It's a couple of keys or a few keys for you to be able to sort of get the guys into the game, which was great. So anyway, if I just go into game and go to, I'll start. Multiplayer is actually easier to play than single player. If you do get the game, if you go to single player and play the game, you've got an enemy carrier that actually develops much much faster than what you do, and that makes it difficult if you're playing single player. So the game can be played single player. I do have a tutorial series. I think it goes for about 4, 5, or 6 episodes or something. So of course I recommend that. Okay, so how many of you were in the Carrier Command multiplayer? There was 4 of us yesterday. It was funny. Richard was trying to get in, but couldn't make it. Sean couldn't make it either. So Richard was Richard literally came just after we finished. So, and Sean was he's also in Australia, but he has normal sleep habits. So Sean and Richard couldn't make it, but the rest of us did, and so there was 4 of us there. So it was good fun. So Dom UK is saying, used to love Carrier Command 1 when I was a kid. This is unbelievable. Like, it seriously is unbelievable. And so if you're going to be playing it single player and you only want to play against the environment, and I prefer that, to be honest, than playing against the other carrier. The other carrier really accelerates through the islands and actually defeats the environment so much faster than what you do. The game isn't over when you kill the enemy carrier, so what you can do is just go to multiplayer instead, and just go to host. Just make sure that you've got some sort of password in here, so whatever it might be. So password is possibly, I think that's probably the most secure password you can have. So we've got the most secure password. But if I go in and just start a new game in through here, and just go to custom. And the thing is, it needs to have an extra carrier on the map, so you can set that up as a two-player human game. But then that allows you. If I go back to 1, actually, it's allowing that. That's interesting. It doesn't normally allow that. Just try to start it, but you can sort of play with all sorts of different things in through here. And so if I just go to start, actually it's allowing 1 player. That's 1 carrier. That's cool. So it does allow the player versus environment. It doesn't allow you to do that in single player. So actually, I don't think it does unless they've changed it. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 is a more secure password. You're right. I should have done it that way. So anyway, it's just waiting for the server. It does take a little while for people to get in, but it's such a great game, and it's there's so much involved in it. So I'll just go and flick the lights on. So just turn the light on through here. So you're actually on I'll just, as a really brief go. You're on this map. Like, this is your home island at the back there, and at the back there's like a boat in the. That's the barge that then takes anything you have back in your in the back there will actually then be brought across to the actual to the boat, to the carrier. Our carrier is actually on a slipway. That's part of a slipway, and we have to launch first. So it's sort of, once you launch, you can then go and do things, but until that point you can't. So we just go into breaker main, deploy the carrier, and press escape just to leave the different stations. But it's an awesome game, and you can play it single player, no problem at all. Especially against the weaker areas. That then now has everything will now start to come back to life. So you've got like logistics, inventory, and so when you first come into a game, just a little bit of a tip. Just zoom in on this screen here, and just have a quick look to see you're looking for fuel. You need to have fuel easily accessible, otherwise your game is going to last a very, very short period of time. This looks like a good start, but we don't know how difficult that will be just yet. You're also then looking for things like this one here, which is the large ammunition, and we're looking for 160 and through there as well. That's not what we don't actually have. What do we have? We've got none of those are really going to be helping with our large munitions, because what you're looking for is, that's one thing you're looking for, and you'll see in the when this video does go up that the big munitions back over through here. These two here are your main weapons on your carrier. The cruise missile, which is on that side through there. So you need the cruise missiles, and you also need your 160mm gun. Now you've got limited ammo for both of these on your actual ship itself. So you've got to really be judicious the way that you use them. I'll just preempt this for when you do see this video. Somebody didn't follow the rules. And I'll let you guess who that might be. Somebody kept on firing the main gun, even though and it sounds like 60's a lot, but every time you fire the gun, it's actually it's 5 shots have now been shot. So you've only got a small number of shots that you can actually then go and do. So so you've got to be really judicious using that gun. And you can change it, but it is actually a bit of a problem. So anyway, so they're your main weapons for clearing out long range threats from the carrier. But you've also then got a whole lot of you've got like some surface and some different air assets as well, which sort of, if I go to this screen over here. This is actually how you deck things out. So you've got 2 helicopters, 2 drones. So you use these for scouting. And then you've got 4 SEALs. Most of them have, if you have a look at them, have got this 30mm cannon. And the other one has got these little virus bots which allow you to take over islands. So these, you use all of these when you play the game. So the fun of the game is that everybody has to sort of fulfill a role, and this is like the captain's chair. And so from here, you would go and have a look to see, is that island going to be viable? Here's where we are. So we're just now floating in front of our island. There's the barge. Our island in this game is called Beacon. And Bedrock would be the fuel. And that would be our first target to try to go and get. This has only got 1 shield, which means that there's not going to be any air assets there. If you go to a 2 shield, like this one, they're likely to have aircraft. If you go to a 3 shield, like this one here, they're likely to have aircraft, turrets on the island, and also ships patrolling the island, and this is really quite hard. So it's sort of that's why even playing it a single player, it's still really, really good fun, because these things actually really make it difficult. In fact, let's go for Sanctuary. Like if I just go into, if I'm sort of the captain here, for example, I can just put I'll just do that. So I've got a waypoint. The waypoint will then show up back over here. If we go and use this one through this other side, if I go and click on there, you can see I've now got a waypoint that's now showing up into where we're going. So let's now go across and well, by the way, there's things, for example, like the map options. If I just go and press the left mouse button, you're better off going to ocean depth or ocean current would be the most viable, to sort of give you an indication. That's pretty a little bit too difficult to see. Let's just change that to ocean depth, because that'll show you the big waves. And so when we get into the other areas, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. If I then just go back across and start the engines. So I've just got to start the engines in through here. And so the helms person actually uses the throttle. Got to try to make sure that you don't go into the red, just because you chomp through the fuel too much. But if we go to that island, I'll see if I can actually get ourselves killed by enemy fire. So let's just we're now moving towards that direction. Just move it back a little bit, but we know that we're going to be pushed off the side anyway. And if I then just lock in, maintain heading, I can now just leave. So single player, I can then just start to move things across. And from here, I'll play a little bit just so you can sort of get a bit of an idea. Go to vehicle control. I'll just press exit. I'm just going to launch one of the drones. Now the drone will then leave the hangar. It will then be pulled out. So that's looking at it from Albatross ID. And so it's trying to launch up through here on this screen. So we see that it will start moving. There we go. So it's now being pulled out of its hangar, and then what we'll find is that the elevator is going to be in use. So in this case, the elevator is showing us that it's going to be in use. The elevator will come over through to here. So this is actually looking down at the bottom. There we go. So it's now moving across to the elevator, which is right in front of us. If I just press escape for a second. So that's the elevator there. This is the elevator crane status, and this is the elevator now coming up. And we'll see the drone in just a second. Here it comes. So and it's all underneath, like everything's actually in the game itself. So it's pretty cool the way it does work. That then sort of works. Yes. So we're saying sometimes playing a game is too much like having a job. Yeah, it's extremely well done. So this will then take off. And now, as we get into high seas, you don't want to be doing it in high sea, but let's go and sacrifice this drone for the good of what we're doing. I can go to any of these stations, by the way, and control this, so I can actually just go in, and I then just wait for the drone to leave the aircraft carrier, and I can sort of see it launch there. There it goes. So it's now in the air, and it will then be this little diamond shape. So I'm just going to go and pull from there to create a waypoint. I can then go to the waypoint. Let's make it 1100 high, which makes it fairly safe at that point. And we're going to go to, which one was it? It was this one here, wasn't it? We were heading this way. So let's actually move in around and just see what we can actually spot. Now, the way that you do this is you just give it an order to start to create like a loop, and that last one then creates a loop, and that way it'll just keep on circling the island when it gets there. But we're going to sacrifice this one. So anyway, that's now moving off. The carrier is also heading out in that direction. And the last thing we can do is actually go to the Albatross itself, go to the camera mode, and you can see the loadout that it's got. It's got like some infrared missiles, as well as a chain gun, 20mm chain gun with 400 ammo in each of them. It's also got a gimbal at the front, which is where we sort of will be looking. So we go in, we're in vehicle control, but we're not in manual mode. And so it's now just flying. If I go to gimbal mode, which allows me to then look around, if I press number 2, I then go to gimbal. And if I then press R, I can now start to look around. So our carrier is right back there. And I can zoom in with this. Where are we? We've already moved too far away, and we've got rain where we actually are. It's funny because it's got a charming look to it, a bit like the old Microprose games. It really is a Microprose game at its heart. And so the gimbal is essentially just going to allows us to look at things, and we can also then go. You can see down at the bottom there, it's got carrier missile is in green, which means we can fire that missile. It can fire up to 10 kilometers away from the carrier. So when the carrier gets close enough, if I haven't been shot down, which I think it will be with a three island, it's going to ultimately the carrier missile would then essentially be the thing that would I could then use to start to try to take out the ships or something like this. Actually, maybe not. It's really the 160mm gun is what you really want to be trying to use, or torpedoes, because they do actually have the ability to do what they want. You have mantas? No. No, we don't at this stage. You have to get them from islands. And so if I leave this one, I'll just leave that one where that is. And so we're only halfway to the island. So playing with a single player, you can do a lot. Now, we're in the middle of the ocean. It's now going to be much, much bigger waves rolling through. If we have a bit of a look to see, the mantas will come from this. And this one here, you can see there, the second one that's flashing, it's got an unlock for albatrosses, but it's also got an unlock for mantas as well. So that island there would be great for us to get the next level of, and so that you then need to build them from your group. Yeah, look at this wave we're heading into now. You don't launch in this sort of weather, in this sort of waves. This is way too much. So it possibly will come over the bow of the ship. So we're sort of coming down one wave and into the next. So launching aircraft on this is not good. Still a fair way away, and you can see that, you know, from the screens you can actually see what's going on, which is good. You can actually set your screens up when you're playing single player to be able to sort of, like, I can, for example, just zoom in a little bit in here, just so I can have a screen active, so I can just see what's going on at any point. Plus, we also then have this as well, where I can actually then go in and start to plan. And so with this one here, what I'd be wanting to do is to go back across to the ocean depth, because you can't have your carrier go sort of too low. So anyway, that's sort of where we are there. Whoops. All right, so we'll just have a look from this one here, and I'll just stop it with this one here. So just go and click on the albatross, go to camera mode again. Now this is interesting. Okay, we're seeing lights. This is the lights of the island, and so I'll just go back to gimbal mode, which I think I'm already in. Yep, and then I press R, and we'll have a bit of a look to. Yeah, there's a ship. Okay, so we've got ourselves a ship there. I can start painting the target when I'm close enough. It's still 5 kilometers away, and so it will try to shoot the ship down. There's a landing field there, and there will be aircraft. There's an aircraft there and an aircraft there, and so these are the sorts of things we need to take out to take these stronger islands out. Then it's got different patrols in through that other side. Here we go. That's the sun. I thought it was a missile coming towards us. Missile incoming. So bang, gone. We got too close. Tommy K is saying, I bet this would be cool in VR. I think it does have a VR aspect to it, so I think you can actually play it in VR. But anyway, that was that drone has been taken out at that point from that ship. So that ship fired a missile at us, an anti-air missile. But isn't it such a cool game? It's just incredible. And then of course one of the secret little things you have is this safety hatch, and you then actually have a self-destruct system where you can unlock it if you're wanting to. So it's now been unlocked, and I'll just get it so we can actually go and do it. Actually, where is it? I think I have to do all of these. Oh, hang on, activate. And now I can do it. There we go. 10 seconds for self-destruction. Let's get out of here. It's night time. Bang. We're too late. So that's our carrier. We're gone. So Marco is saying, is this game manageable if you play solo? Absolutely, yeah. But make sure you don't play against any enemy carriers. So just play against the islands, and only if you start off playing against level 1 islands, you'll soon get an understanding of how to play it. There's a few skills that are like, no matter whether you're playing multiplayer or single player, there's some skills that are more difficult, like learning how to sort of strafe with helicopters and things. So it's sort of, but it's a very, very cool little game. So I do want to. It was like literally one of the games that I enjoy. Every time I play it, I enjoy it immensely. Just because every island is a bit of a puzzle. Like, and you've got to be extremely careful with your if you don't have a supply of weapons or ammunition. Don't know why that's. I'll just escape out of that one. Okay, we get just leave the game there. But that's I'll just quit it and just see if I can. If the single player doesn't let you play without the other enemy carrier, I don't think. Just got a new game, custom. Hang on, yeah, it's got the. This is where I just wish that you could turn off the other carrier. Yeah, which is I've asked for this for years, to be honest. Just so you can actually just play against the environment. because the environment is a great way to learn to play the game. And I find it more fun. The carrier, as I say, the enemy carrier really does come out of it fairly quickly. We're playing with a few different mods, so this UI enhancer is a great one. Tactical Operations Center just allows you to put more in there. This is more for multiplayer. Don't worry about doing that in single player. And then the descriptive icons just change the weapon icons or the bullet or the armaments icons, so you can see what's what, which it does make it a little bit easier to sort of check what's going on. Anyway, that's awesome. Great game, and it really does harken back to the old days as well. Yeah, Dominic has saying, clicked on starting island, not AI team, but there wasn't an AI team in the. Was there an AI team in there? Hang on, yeah, there was. Let me just go back in one more time. I don't think I can reduce the AI teams though to 0. So it's sort of you can still defeat the enemy carrier. It's not a difficult thing to defeat, but they just get so much more islands than you do at the start of the game. So if we just go back in again, single player, new game, custom. Yeah, I can't go negative there. I can only add up to 4 other carriers. So each team is a carrier team that's fighting you. And if you're playing single player, it's a bit overwhelming. That's why if you are playing single player, just go to multiplayer, create a multiplayer game with no enemy carriers. That way you can sort of get through it fairly readily. But it's a great little game, and it's each aspect of it really, is awesome. So we were playing that yesterday. Not sure when we'll get all the video content sort of curated and put together. So. Yeah, it's a shame, as you say. Yeah, I don't know why. I've given that feedback a few times that it really does need to be there. Even in my tutorial series, I've sort of go through and recommend that people don't play single player, just play multiplayer, but turn off the enemy carriers. I wish you could actually have 0, because the environment is the puzzle. The enemy carrier is just a scramble when you meet up with them, and then trying to sort of defeat them with torpedoes and things like that. So it's sort of particularly if you're playing single player, the enemy carrier can be a real, it can just be, for a new player, it's just a bit too much. Anyway, great game though, great game. So that's where we are with that one. I'm back here, aren't I? That's all good. Let's go back in, and the other game I wanted to mention, the other 2 games that are coming out at the moment. So that's what we were doing yesterday. If you look for Meta Abuse, if you just do a search for it on YouTube, you'll find it. And so we do have podcasts that we're putting together, but we also have these multiplayer content as well, going to be up there as well. So by all means, do a search for Meta Abuse, and that way it'll you sort of come across that where the 6 of us are sort of putting that together. We've got Yield is coming out right now, so I think it launches. I think it may have even launched. If we just have a quick look and see, is Yield launched? I haven't played much of this yet, but I will be doing a video on this one. Release date 21st of January, which is my date now. It has just come out. It literally just launched as we launched this session of ChatTactic. 10% off at the moment. There won't be any. No one will actually have written reviews for this one yet, I don't think. So I'll show you the game. I'll show you how this game works, because this, I think, it's interesting in a lot of different ways, but I have only been able to play the demo up until right now, and so I think I'm going to have open access to the full game at the moment. So we've got it's very, very basic. Take command of one of 8 playable factions, individual campaigns for each faction, advance your society. So the campaigns. It's sort of random, but it wasn't, from what I saw, it wasn't enough for me, but it was still there. So your strategic choices have determined your fate. Every move counts. Every choice echoes through history. I'll just show you the game, and then you can sort of figure out whether it's the sort of game that you'd be wanting to see and play. I will actually be playing it. It does have seasons, yeah, custom games. Yeah, this is actually what I was interested in, but this wasn't open. So, yep, so that's actually, this is, yeah, so that custom game, let's just see if that's actually active at the moment, because it wasn't active before. So I didn't actually record any content. So I'll open up Yield Fall of Rome. Actually, it's downloading the new content now. Hopefully it won't take too long. It's a pretty basic game, the way it sort of does work. Someone's saying Mathro Broderick War Games vibes. I know the name, but I don't know the games. I'm not sure which games they would be. So this is downloading. It's pretty, as I say, pretty simplistic sort of game, this one. But I really like the look of it. Oh, it's from a movie. Oh, okay. Oh, that one. Yeah, War Games. Yes. War Games I thought was more about nuclear war. Anyway, it's if I may be wrong about that. This certainly has a, and I don't know if it's come from a console game, but it's certainly got that sort of feel. Campaign single player, okay. Okay, cool. So we can actually go and change things up. I haven't seen this before, so I will be making content on this. Wrapping, so you can wrap the east and west edges of the map. That's good. Let's not do that in this case. We'll just go small. Romans 1 settlement, religious sites 1 site, 5 gold. Okay, this is all cool. I'm not sure what we can actually we can have no sites up to 3 sites. Objectives. So you got different objectives in for here as well. Yeah, this is nice actually. I like this one. Choose your monarch and opponents. So add a computer player. So you've got easy, hard, easy, hard, and normal. The next progression from hard is normal. Maybe hard isn't as hard as we think it is. So I'm not sure why it's in that order. Again, it's only just launched, so who knows? Who knows why? And you can then designate different teams as well, if you need to. I think that there is a diplomacy factor to it as well. Just start a new game. I should turn down the music a little bit. Oh yeah, we should go to the biggest map. See how big that actually is. So I never really play big maps because they just take too long. So I always just think in terms of one level up from the smallest map, which I think is what small is. But we'll have a look at that. But this is the thing I like about this when I was playing the demo is that it doesn't go through eras, which I don't like eras in games. You have to try to get hold of Civ 7, so it doesn't go through eras, but it's just charmingly nice and simple. And so in this case we've got a maybe the colours look a bit too saturated. I think a bit more muted would make it look a little bit better. So let's just see if we can tweak those sorts of things. Go to settings, video. Yeah, so we don't actually have a lot we can do through there. Render scale, yeah, that's okay, but it doesn't have like the bloom effects or anything else. So this is a wait. You do not arrange your difficulty settings in alphabetical order. I didn't think of that. That's what it is, isn't it? That's what it is. It's been put in alphabetical order. Sound will just bring everything down a little bit. It seems pretty loud. Gameplay, animation speed. Yeah, so that's all okay. Controls, again, pretty simple, as you can sort of see through there. So certainly console game-ish in terms of the button selections and things like that. I'll just go and resume. And so the you've got like a king character in through here, like a monarch character, who will be your character. Now you can, I think you should have been able to play and select what faction you play, but I didn't see that. Maybe it was in the back in the previous screen. But you've got different things you're then supposed to be doing in through here. So this character can sort of scout areas out. Like you've got these different things on the map. For example, this is a goodie hut. It's funny because it's clipping off the bottom of my screen here a little bit, which is also, oh hang on, I've got it in windowed mode. Let me just see if I can get that one gone. Windowed mode, no. Just go yes, confirm, resume. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that works out better. So yeah, so just even looking at these things, it's only just come out into early access, literally an hour ago, less than an hour ago, and so there's going to be bugs when you get early access stuff. It's not going to be quite right. This one here has got like, it's showing sort of like good sites for different things. That'll be because of what we have around it. So if I go into this location here as an example, or even this, I'll go to this one over here. Actually, I might as well go. I'll go here. So if I just move to there, I can then use the settler to then create a city, which is, where can I do that? Good settlement. There we are. And so we start off in through here with our settlement, and from there it sort of will slowly sort of build up with different resources as we go and do different things. I quite like the overall look of the graphics. You know, it does look good. It's just a bit too, the lighting looks a bit too harsh in it though at this point in time. It's the end of the turn. And so from there, if I just go no, because can I do anything in here? So this is the settlement that we actually have, and so we can sort of go into, they've got the palace, we've got the holy site. They're the two different buildings that we currently have in through here, and then we have different things we can then go and do in the actual game itself. And I've forgotten exactly what to do. We've got the locked buildings as well. These are the different buildings we ultimately can get in the city itself. But I'll be doing a video on this. I'll be playing it, just get a little bit more used to it, and then sort of play it a little bit to sort of see what we can then go and do. There is certainly, if I end the turn, we should be able to then build. Yes, we've got a Rome always is always fairly friendly, and so you trade with Rome. That's sort of like an environmental faction, and then then you got the enemy that you got to try to then go and defeat. So in this case, the Arabs would be the enemy. And so from here, you then go into the goodie huts. You get different things. We just got 3 population back into London. I don't think we're going to see. I thought we could actually build in here. No, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's yield. I'll, as I say, I'll be doing a video on that one. I won't sort of play it now. Yep, so this is yield, fall of Rome. The tiles look almost like they've got a fingerprint style texture. I think it's sort of by design. Like it seems stronger than what it used to be. Actually, we'll just go back in and just see how big the maps can get. See how many players you can actually have in it as well. But it's quite basic, you know, like you're pushing armies around. They do have experience. Just let it load. Okay, we'll just go back into. So you got a campaign as well, where you have like a progression that then sort of so you got a progression through the actual campaign. There's also a campaign of the week, so the introduction campaign. So this is it through here. We end up sort of just going through a bit of a short campaign, which I guess shows you the game. The campaign of the week, complete with others to finish the fastest. So again, they're pretty quick little games, and so in this case we've got like a series of through their custom campaign. Choose a kingdom and generate your own. Oh, this is cool. Choose a kingdom. Okay, interesting. I don't know how we start a new campaign. Does it give us anything? Okay, rise. Oh no, that is just giving you what you have to then go and do. So I'm not sure how that one works. Anyway, I'll have a look at that for when I do my recording. If we just go back to single player again. Yeah, okay. So here's the different factions. So we've got the Arabs, the Berbers, the Bulgars, Britons, Franks, Germani, Huns, and Persians. So they're the different groups. Rome, as I said before, is sort of like a central trading bloc that you then sort of trade with, but you're actually competing with these other factions in around through here. So you've got a range of them in through this other side. You've got special units back in through here as well. So yeah, there's a few different units back in through there. If we just go back out, so that's actually cool. So you can actually go and change who you've got in through there, and select. So you can actually go and do that. Add a computer player. Do we get a? We don't get to change their character. Okay, this game only supports up to 6 players in one game. All right, let's go from small, large, huge, epic. We don't know how big that will be, and we still can't add more computer players. So only 6 players in total. So I'm guessing that the size won't change that much, down to tiny. So 6 players will still play on tiny, which that doesn't make a lot of sense either. Would have thought this should scale up with the size of the map. Yeah, it's not remembering your settings through here either, which is also not great. But anyway, that's where we are with it. God, that's weird having hard in the middle there. Yeah, where did we go? It's already available in EU also. So you've got it on wish list, or must have forgotten that Daz had mentioned it before. It's getting released at EA in 5 minutes. No, it should have been an hour ago everywhere. So, up. Hi, Dr. Philoponus. Saying hello from Vienna. So, welcome. Yes, available in Finland. Yeah, my bad. Available. Needed to refresh and scroll down. There we go. So yeah, it is available. It's a. It does certainly have, as I said before, console game vibes, and I know that people don't really warm to that sometimes. I don't mind it, to be honest, but that's something that people have sort of. Some people don't like the idea of console games, the feel of console games, and I don't know if it is. I've got no idea. So that's one game that's just launched right now. The other game, actually, which is coming out, Wizard Warfare 2. Now, actually, I'll just see when that one comes out as well. So if we have a bit of a look, I'm not sure if that's come out yet. Wizard Warfare 2, and as I say, I do have a video which is scheduled either for today or tomorrow or something. So that will be coming out very, very soon. 17th of January is the release date, which was a few days ago. So this one's already come out. This is one that I think a lot of you guys would actually really like. It's hardly got any description through here. Has anyone played it yet? No, there's been no. There's not really any reviews. There's 9 user reviews. Let's just see what people think of it. So yeah, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. The original game had a really, really high rating. Shadow Wolf. So I shouldn't sort of do this one, but anyway, there are really 2 main things I don't like about it. One, it's very slow, like 10 turns in a row doing nothing, but clicking an end turn, followed by queuing up new buildings and then another 10 turns of nothing. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's true. I do like reading these negative comments because you get to see what people find is the issue. I didn't find it as an issue because the turns are really, really fast anyway. So there's been other games that have been like that. Eodor, I think, is another game where you end up doing nothing for a long period of time. And I didn't find this a problem, whereas I think with games like Eodor, from what I can remember, I do think that was an issue for me. There's no indication of the relative strengths of armies. So when you look at an army, it tells you what and how many they have, and there is no indication of whether or not you're going to win or lose if you were to fight. The only option is to fight and either be crushed or be crushed. As a full army can take on dozens of turns to build. Losing one is basically game over, or reload the last turn's auto-save, which is, yeah, save scumming is probably a way through this game, to be honest. It's all a battle too, so the outcome is certain. It turns out rigging it so you only have to take fights. You can win. Isn't all that engaging? It's not. No, this is incorrect. This is incorrect. It's the battles. There is an RNG component to the combat. So that's actually not true. And also, you can figure out whether you're going to do okay or not. So maybe I'll show you the game, and then you can sort of see what I mean. Like it's actually. So I don't think that was like normally I find negative reviews to be fairly considered, and I think from that player's perspective it is, but but that is not accurate. So I'll go into. I've been playing this game an awful lot. It's been one of those games that I've actually been really enjoying, but with some frustration. So I'll just open it up and so you can sort of see it. It's a very, very simple game at its heart. If you like the idea of Dominions, but are turned off by the complexity, then this is your game. If you like the idea of Master of Magic, but don't like the difficulty or the complexity of that game, then this is also your game. It's like a combination for me between Distant Worlds, sorry, not Distant Worlds, of Dominions and in a very, very cut down way, Dominions with also Master of Magic. Except it is an auto battler. So if I go into load game, I'll just go to one of the games that I've got where I'm a fair way in, just so you can get a bit of a feel. So I've got 97 through there. I've got a few, and I forget exactly where I was with these. So this is sort of, I'll go to 75. I've got a funny feeling I may have already gone. I'll load this one in just because this is sort of more mid-game. Playing with what we actually have. And so in this case, have I done too much? Yeah, I've already taken over everything around me except there's enemy areas over through here, but I can't really sort of show combat. Let me just go back. And I found I wasn't safe scumming with this game. I was able to figure out whether I could win something or whether I couldn't. Just go to 75 and see if that's a bit more interesting. Yeah, I haven't taken this one yet. And so the game looks really, really basic, and it sort of graphically it is. So I can zoom in. The interesting thing about this game, though, it feels nice the way it sort of does actually work. Actually, this is one that just before there's going to be a combat. So I'll show you this combat because that way you can sort of see what's going on. So in this case, we've got like a this is the army that we have. If I go and click on it, it's been put into an army. And what I've got is I've got a whole lot of different units in this particular army, and they're just coming down through. I've got 3 lots of swordsmen. One of them has leveled up twice, and 2 of them have only leveled up once. We also then have these archers, so the bowmen back and through there. That's one of the range units that we actually have, but that's an offensive range unit. And if I right click on these, this is why, and you can do that with the enemy as well. You can see exactly what's going to happen in terms of what their strengths and weaknesses are. This is where it's got like the Dominions vibes very, very much. And so in this case, we've got leather cap, leather armor, which only gives us 7 protection. So it's just basic protection. The game is very good at sort of at showing how things actually do work. If I want to figure out, okay, well, how does armor work? And I didn't bother doing this, but the help files are also very, very good, like extremely well done. There's still bits missing from them, but it's actually overall I'm really impressed with it. It's got resistances and immunities, and so in this case, it's got holy immunity, so holy damage is completely ignored. Dispel damage is completely ignored, and rust damage is completely ignored because we're not using metal at all. Like the dagger is the only sort of metal that we actually have. So if it gets into melee range, it's going to do an 11 attack with 12 damage. The short bow it's got 15 ammo at range 25, 11 accuracy, and 12 damage. So it's just very succinct. It's nicely put together. Health for the unit is 11, and that's probably because it's gone up a level, I would guess. And so, yeah, physical size 3 is the human size, exactly like Dominions. Armor is 7 out of 7 because we can sort of see there's 2 7s in through there, and so on and so forth. So the actual stats, so you can actually go and see what you're up against. Down through here, the effects that it actually has. So it's a humanoid, and it's also got unrest reduction. This unit causes unrest in a city to decrease, and so these are used. You use these to eliminate unrest from your cities, and this is very much like Master of Magic. So that aspect is a Master of Magic sort of thing in terms of cities. So the city management is Master of Magic-esque, and the combat and the units is Dominions-esque, but in a very, very simple way. So to figure out like what we've got bowmen, we've also got these battle healers, which are also, these have got scale helmets, scale mail, so they've got much better protection. They should be affected, actually they're immune to rust as well. These have got like other aspects. They've got the ability to bless, so they can bless other units. They can heal as well with their spells. So they've got like a ranged heal spell. Holy Water Vials with only a range of 6, and they can turn undead. So these are sort of like battle sisters that come into battle brothers or whatever they might be. But essentially, these are the healers, and they heal 8 damage, and so that's really why I've got them in my group. There is morale as well, which we have to be careful about. So morale will kick in at some point. Actually, where is morale? This one here, we do actually have a damage resistance to death as well. So these guys are good. These are holy. So we're playing as a holy faction. We also have these guys. Who's our strongest? These are paladins. They've got lance, solar blades, and hooves on the horses, doing massive damage. So these are really, really strong. And you can see their natural armor of 2, plate helmet, full plate, and an iron kite shield. So extremely high armor with these guys. So they're very hard to get hits coming through. The combination of having these guys along with the battle healers to heal them up makes them almost unstoppable. So by having this sort of combination, I've got chaff in around me, but these guys here are going to do the damage, and so they're extremely strong. And so you can see all these different things. And then we've got these are just fanatics, which are very, very basic. They're just armed with a club, natural armor, and just a cloth and a buckler. So their armor is extremely low. So these have got fairly good health, and these are fanatical. So these are fanatics again. They're just the chaff really in the actual combat itself. I can go across and have a look at the actual enemy as well and see what they've got. So I can see there that they've got swordsmen, 3 lots of archers, some spearmen, some slingers, and again I can right click on these to see what we're up against. What are we likely to find? The other thing with this is that we also will know that this is, I think the city has got a, it may not actually, I don't know if this has got a wall or not. Quite often there'll be a wall in with what you do, but it's untrue to say you can't figure out whether it's going to be viable or not, because you can definitely see what you're going to be coming up against and all of their strengths and weaknesses. So you get a feel for it fairly quickly. How's the AI? The AI in the first game was weak. Yeah, I'd say that it's not the best. Like the AI isn't great in the game. In fact, it also doesn't have things like the workers. I can't go and tell the worker to just automatically go and do things, which I'm surprised at, because this has all been, there's been these are 2 workers down here, enemy workers, that are working away in the fields here, and they're doing a good job of building what this city needs. Let's just go, I'll show you the combat though, because the combat is also really, really basic. So if I grab this unit in through here and just go and right click, there's always, there's by default, I've got it turned on, but this is essentially the help file for battles. The first time it comes up every session will just be there. And so this is we've got the, so we've got Calarak as us coming back in through here. So we can see through here, we've got this is a city tier 2, on a river, coastal land. These are the different sort of features of Darkacre. And so we can actually just attack and view the battle. I think maybe where the other person was getting confused was to attack and view the battle results. Instead of watching through the combat, it can still play out, but there is RNG involved. So if we just go and view the battle, there is some RNG, I'm pretty sure, because there's hit factors and stuff. So we're being hit. You can actually, their positioning, I didn't show that. These are the paladins coming through. There's paladins that are blocked from getting in. So I could have changed where the paladins actually were. So paladins, you see the battle healers over through here are healing up the others. Paladins still haven't made it through yet. These paladins have. That one's taken some damage, but the battle healers will then heal it up. Up the top, the two paladins will keep on, and this one didn't have a wall, so it is just a matter of smashing through this this unit. I can speed up time, double time, quadruple time, and so they've got a lot of archers in here, and so another group of paladins would have been great. So this is fairly even, this particular fight, except that we've got the paladins and the healers. So it keeps our forces. These are the swordsmen back up through here. These are the fanatics with the low armor. They do actually have some horse militia. And you can see there the 3 paladins in the bottom through here. This one's almost dead. Will it be healed? No, it didn't. So that paladin got taken out. The two here have done the damage at the top. But the paladins are very, very strong. There go. Some that have lost morale and are running away through there. They're running away on our side. This works out pretty well. When units do run like this, when they break and run, it usually, as long as you can get them away from the battle, you usually end up with most of your structure of your army still intact, and we can sort of then go and do things. There we go. We've now broken through. Once they actually hit these guys, then the ones around them will then start to fight with their melee, with their daggers, and the paladins, as long as they don't lose morale, will be great. They'll smash their way through these. We've got ballistas at the back there as well. And again, I can right-click these to see what they do. You know, so I've still got full access to everything in through here. Sorry, I'll just go and unpause that. So you can see at the end of the battle, all we've really got left is our ranged units and the paladins. So the paladins were critically important in that instance to actually win that particular battle. And then we get a result. In this case, 23 of our swordsmen were dead. Four bowmen did get killed by enemy bowmen. The fanatics, we lost 34 of 40. Our battle healers, we lost 4. We did lose that one paladin that we saw. So that's the auto battle was done like that. But you can see there that it is random. There is definitely a 2-hit factor, and there's definitely a damage. There is variance a little bit in the damage as well. I think I'm not sure about the damage, but certainly the 2-hit is a percentage. So there is a luck factor involved. Not that it's not a massive luck factor, but it's actually a really, really cool game. So in that sort of sense, that's just an auto battle, very much like Dominions. And so after that one, if we just go to, I can then view the battle again, or just go to the location. So that was actually, we've now taken that city, and we can then see that the ones that ran away are still in here. And so they've got they've got 3 of these swordsmen, 2 of those. If we have a look at ours as well, so our army can no longer move, but we've got a lot of damage has come through this particular group. And so we've got some that just really shouldn't be fighting anymore. We did lose a couple of units, but overall we're doing pretty well. So, yeah, so it looks like it really took a lot of inspiration from Dominions. Yeah, I think so. But in a very, very simplified way. The city management is quite easy. As I said before, the thing with these workers, the upgrade squad. Yeah, there's no sort of there's no really just auto, do things with the workers, which I think is a mistake. They should just be able to have the workers on auto. So, but it's a fast game. It's fast paced. I mean, the comment about there being turns where you don't do anything, it's because it's so quick. And if there's anything to do, you're just on the right hand side here. You've got like this is our research, for example. The research is very, very basic. You've only got 3 schools: conjuration, evocation, and enchantment. And you just choose which one of those you're going to do, and depending on what your abilities are, will be how you then get to use them. So with our group, we're just using holy aspect, and so back through here as well, I've just got the priests, and they've only got holy magic. That's all that they've actually got. You can get a bit of a combination. In fact, if I go to the help file, which is here, this is actually extremely well done. You've got military back and through there. Yeah, city screens, magic, and battles. That's your intros. If we go to magic, yeah, so you got your basic magic. So we had holy in through here, but there's also, you can get like holy along with chaos, and you get like Inquisition is a hybrid. So these are different magic users can actually have this combination. Healing and life is a life hybrid, and so these allow you to then use different things with spells. So that gives you a bit more replayability and a bit more difference in what you do. It's a little bit sameish, not like because it is such a cut down version of something like Dominions, but I'm pretty impressed with it, and I've had a lot of fun playing it. And it's sort of the first game I can understand. Yeah, you don't really know what to attack and what not to, but you very, very quickly figure that out. Like, for example, there's a group of monsters in through here. I can figure out whether these are viable or not. I can just right click on that one. There's one these Krakens, there's a single one through here, 250 health. I can see just by that with 16 armor. There's no way I can take that on with at my current level of development. It's just not going to happen. And so you've got these environmental areas. I don't think we've got any more that I can see on the map. Pirates. There's a pirate group in through here, for example. And so they've actually got like a pirate sloop, a quadrireme, and then some brigs and a trireme. So they've got like a combination of different ships. And again, I can just right click to see, what's on the ships and how they operate. So it's sort of and how we have to then with the crew, how that sort of then works. I don't know if we can then move across to see what they are, but no, it's actually as I say, I'm quite impressed with it. Like for what it is, it's a very, very simple game. It also looks like Dynasty Empires. Enjoyed the first Wizard War. Yes, it was compared a lot to Dynasty Empires. I think because of the look, and maybe because of the way that you sort of set your cities up. But for me, it's much more like Master of Magic than Dynasty Empires, just because of the city management. The city management is very, very basic. In fact, now that we've taken over this city, we now get to manage it. So this is the city management queue. So again, it's very much got that Master of Magic vibe about it, with the with various areas. Actually, that's not true as well. Dynasty Empires also had this sort of aspect to it, but it's just nice the way the game actually works. It's very, very well done. Anyway, I won't keep on going. I do have a video coming out about that one. It goes into a lot more detail, but I do recommend it for people who maybe find Dominions a little bit too time intensive. It's pretty cool. The only problem is it's so simple in its approach, and it's not simple in a bad way. It's simple in a good way, but that also may sort of hinder your replayability of the game. So just be aware of that as well. I've played it for a fair few hours actually, and not just playing for recording. Quite often I play games because I like it enough to record, and then I find a few games, and it's very, very rare that I find a game that I'm not just playing it to do a recording. I only record games that I like, but I only play games outside of doing that sort of things for games that I really like. And this has been one of those games where I've actually been playing this one just for the sake of for the fun of playing it. But having said that, I probably won't play it much now. Like it's probably I think it will probably end up just being a sort of like it's not, for me personally, it's probably not a game that I'm going to keep on playing and playing and playing. Not like Age of Wonders or something like that. So it's not in that category, or Dominions, for example. It's just, and I think it's to do with the, it is fairly simple and easy to pick up, which is a really good thing. But for me, it's probably just doesn't have quite the, it's not going to be different enough every time I play it in terms of the approach. But it's actually, I really do recommend this game. It's a really cool little game. There is a problem with it though. If I just go and, will not be saved, yes. If I just go to new game, there is actually at the moment, I know that they're working on this, but if I try to generate with an advanced map generation algorithm, it then has a crash. They are looking at that. That's the AMD drivers, I think, are the cause of that. It's easy to fix. All you just do is just change it from advanced to simple. And I don't know why they've even got the difference, because it seems to just do it so fast anyway to just generate the maps. So, and then you just start the game and then you're sort of into it. In this case, we're just playing a random game. And so if we go and have a look at our characters in through here, just go and click on that one through there. And so in this case, we're playing with death mages. So we'd be playing undead, would be our main focus for this particular capital. And then we'd have different sort of things we have to then work out. It's like the game is very engaging, and I definitely will be continuing to play it. I just won't be playing it to the same degree. So I hope I'm explaining that correctly. I like it enough to keep on playing and playing and playing, but not to the same degree of like Dominions or Age of Wonders or Distant Worlds or one of those sort of games, or Gal Civ type games. Anyway, that's sort of where that one actually is. How many units can this faction get, and how many factions are there? That's just another negative, actually. I'll explain that as well. I don't think I really mentioned this, actually. It's a good question, because all the factions are human, and so there's no nuance to the actual factions. So they basically just get the your basic bowmen, and not that it matters much because it's just an auto battler, but you don't get your big ogres and stuff like that unless you take over ogre towns. So they've got like different towns in the world. If I go and grab, for for example, if I just unselect everything except for the scouts and just move down, see if we can find something. Yeah, in fact, here we go. These are orcs. So we've got an orc lair, an orc village. And so if we took this orc village, we would destroy the village, but then get some orcs that would then join our force. And so it's sort of one of these things where you can get them into your forces, but it's not, you don't get to build them as orcs. And so I'm sort of hopeful that they at some point add that into the game. Like, it's early access from what I can remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's early access that it's actually going into. And so things like things like that sort of stuff would be cool to be able to play as orcs or play as different sorts of factions, play as halflings if you are so inclined. But it doesn't have that. So it's just purely humans. And if I go back to the help file again and have a look at units, you can then sort of see the list of units in through here. So most of these you'll end up, sorry, there is nuance to this. I should point out there's nuance to this. If I go back to my casters, you'll see there that they've actually got, like, these have all got death magic. If I go back to the research, get rid of that screen. The first one, conjuration, is where all your summons are. And so over time, like, I can actually summon skeletons in right now. And so these will then bring in skeletons, 20 skeletons. And if I scroll on down, if I can get a chaos combination, I can get skeletal imps. Then we got reanimation, but summon zombies is 2 at that level. As we come back further down, skeleton archers, skeleton warriors, then sort of come at level 2, level 3. We can then sort of get plague spewers, skeleton cavalry, summon ghosts. So we end up getting more nuance this way. And so this sort of then gives us more abilities until we end up with being able to summon black dragons if we have somebody with 4 magic paths. So we can sort of get very, very, so we can end up progressing through the magic system. So that actually does give you a lot of variation. So don't feel it's just humans versus humans. Like you saw in that last battle, it was my paladins, which are also on this same thing through here. They're just in the holy area. So the paladins were level 3. So I've just summoned them in from there. Now I also have angels available with 3 as well, so I can either choose one or the other. But I chose paladins because they don't. If I don't think I can actually right click on that. Oh, I can. Then I can go to paladins. Yeah, I can go to paladins into here. Their upkeep is 2 mana, 3 gold. So a little bit of mana upkeep for the paladins. But the angels, I think, if I go to angels, and see there's a lot of characters in here. And it didn't bother me that I couldn't play as the orcs or anything, but I think it would be nice. That would really, really make the. Actually, where's the angel? There it is. So these are 5 mana. So because I didn't have enough mana, it was better for me to actually use the that combination and bring in the other aspect of it. And so I didn't bother bringing angels in, even though they were available to me in that last game. So but that's sort of is there more development expected? I don't think there'll be much in terms of, like, it seems pretty complete in what it's doing, but I'm thinking there'll be nuance with the way it does actually work. But as I say, I've had a lot of time. Like I've only had it for a number of days, and how much time have I actually spent on it? I'll just quit out. I want to exit. Yep, there we are. I'll just open up my Steam library and just go to Wizard Warfare 2. Yeah, there we go. It's cheap as well, actually. $13. It's like $13 is actually great, you know. Like I've spent 8 hours with it already, and that's actually for me is actually pretty good for this sort of game. You can see there this one has got like combat on the ocean as well, so it's got like a lot of different things to it. But I'm impressed with it. I'm really impressed as a starting point. Like it's is it early access or is it actually not early? It's actually, they're saying it's launched. I sort of was hoping it was going to be early access. So no, it's feature complete in that case. But I still think there's some nuance that they could actually add to it. So ZXM is saying looks great to me. Just wish this one and the first game too. Well, it's actually out now. So this one has just come out. So it's the first game rated extremely highly. I do have the first game. I didn't play much of it though. Wizard Warfare. There it is. There. This one's $8. And it's not. This is not that dissimilar to the first one. And this one very positive at 100%. 54 reviewers, so not a real lot of reviewers, but 100% means that people who enjoy this game really enjoy it, really enjoy it a lot. So it's I think the aspect of it only being human when you start is not fantastic, but overall actually, and I spent less time on this game than I did on the new one, so I've just been really enjoying it. And there's more depth to it than what I'm actually explaining. I'm making it feel too basic, but it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. So anyway, that's where we are. So that one is Wizard Warfare. I would recommend it, particularly if you're finding that games like Dominions are just a little bit too much. This one is a good one. I'm just going to have a drink of water. Be right back. Now the giveaway today. I just forgot to mention it at the start of the episode. And let's have a look, because I do like to make a bit of a, like they're supporting us. I've got some games coming up actually as well but I'm not allowed to talk about the ones that are coming. So I've got some prizes, but I'm under sort of like instruction not to even mention it. I'll just quickly go to my list. I've got, I'm just trying to think of which one I should actually, I've got a couple in there. I just didn't really sort of highlight the game at the start, but I think I'll do it now because, again, this is actually, it's the same game as we had last week, which is Airborne Empire. So I'll just talk about that as well. I've got it on the side through here. This is again a game that is a city. I'll open this one up as well. So I should have started off with this one, because this is the actual giveaway. So this was a Tiger R Us was actually the winner last week, and it did work. So I was a bit concerned because I've actually had these keys for probably about a year, I think, and I've been sitting on them because I was told that they won't be any good until the game launches, and it only just launched like a week or so back. So we did, like, the last week's giveaway was a bit of an experiment to see if it would actually work or not, and it did. So that was good. So these keys are still this next key that I've got. This is the last key I've got for Airborne Empire. So this will be the giveaway for today. And so if I just go and load in the game, I've got one that I'm a little way in. If I just go into quick save to see where this one actually is. I'm about an hour in, I think, here. So Sizzle's saying, but what should I play if I find Dominions are a little bit too little? Well, then you switch across to War in the Pacific 2. Is it Gary Grigsby that did that one? Yeah, if Dominions is too easy for you, then yeah, you ramp up to the big war games. That's where my head took me anyway. As in that, I mean, what are the games that make me shudder? Aurora 4X, okay, Aurora 4X, or games that just don't have any sort of graphical interface at all. What else is there that would be complex? Trying to think of what would be the most complex game where you have to learn it every single time you play it. And I keep on thinking of like the War in the East and War in the Pacific type games, just where it's every turn is excruciatingly long. So that would be my sort of pick there. What I was saying, contrary to Shadow Empire, this actually has naval warfare. There we go. Yeah, Wizard Warfare had naval warfare. Yeah, that's pretty funny actually. So where do we go? We've got the They're saying top secret. I'm not sure what that was about. Probably, yeah. Dazzle talk under pressure, says Brian. I do. I unfortunately let things go, and I've got to. I even had one game that I purposely didn't load in yet because I'm not even allowed to talk about it for another week or two, and so that was something that I just was thinking. Oh, actually, I've got to be careful. I've got to be really careful what I say because I like even last week I thought or the week before I let out the cat out of the bag about another thing that I'm under an actually NDA about, but it was that was I think here on ChatTactic, but it was actually found that the devs had actually discussed it openly, so it wasn't so bad. But anyway, that was Distant Worlds 2. Original Intent St. Dom 6 is on my radar. Thanks to you guys. Everyone swears by it. I need to wish to sit and watch it for a sale. Watching for a sale, it does come on sale occasionally, but not very often, to be honest. It was available in the Steam Winter Sale or Spring Sale, whatever it was that they had recently. So it was available then. I think a little bit off, but quite often those sorts of games don't come. Actually, Free Orion is complex. There we go. Yeah, I haven't played that. Still saying Dom 6 is what I've been playing lately. I've been experimenting with Disciples combos. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's so much to learn with Dominions. Brian Day saying, do you know, Daz, if naval warfare is even on the radar for Shadow Empire? Yes, it definitely is. It definitely is. And I should actually, I should show that actually because I'll show you this one, then we'll actually have a look at Shadow Empire, where it currently is and where things are actually working with that one. So because it definitely is on the radar, and I can show you where in the radar that actually is. So we'll do that because I really don't want to do too much with that game until we get navies, and then I'm going to go ballistic with Shadow Empire, but I don't know how far off that actually is. Anyway, Airborne Empire is a very, very interesting game because what we end up having is we've got this city that floats around. So it's a city builder at its core. The resources that you get come from the land that you travel across. And so in this case, we've got we've got different resources. There's an ore deposit down through there. Is that ore? Yeah, that's ore down through that side. We've got this is a mining. This is an iron camp. So we have to go and talk to nearby cities to go and talk with them. There's other resources. This is coal. And so these are different things. The coal is what's used to power the actual city, to keep it in the air. If you run out of coal, you crash and burn. That's the end of the game for you. And so so it's really about sort of just adding buildings to your city as it grows. And you've then also got like pirates that come and attack you, and so you need to build up defenses. And you do those. You've got different you've got maps and quests that you can then go and do for different people as well. Back and through here, you can sort of see the world map. The world map doesn't change, so it's sort of always where it is, but it's fairly big. So it's a big open world. You can go anywhere you like in the world. So it's a massive world, but the actual map itself doesn't change. I think that the resources change a little bit on the map. So there's a lot you can do in the game as you build your city up. This is the build queue back and through here. So you've got some of these we can't actually sort of see production wise. We've got the Iron Forge. Already got one of them on the back of the ship. The storage we have locked at this stage. Lift is to try to get more lift. You've got to manage how much lift you have in your. We've got 61 lift out of 79, for example, in this one. Propulsion is how fast you then can move around. So the propulsion may give you lift. No, you need two lift required, which we do actually have. We've got a lot of lift on this particular one. But if we go back to the basics, we have like housing blocks. So at the moment we've got 20. We've got 8 inhabitants which are idle, so we need to give them work to do. So they don't really need any more housing. The hangar is this one here, which is actually where we go off in aircraft to go and mine the different resources. Paths you just build in around around your location. We also had gotten, if we just go back in and build the academy, which I've built on the other side of this one. This is the academy in through here. But we did actually have a blueprint, and so we're just checking out, trying to get street lamps, because you've got to also try to make sure that there's that you have lighting in the far areas of your city, and they can just go on paths as well. But if I just unpause the game and it will then sort of just chug along, just doing its own thing for a little while. And I can just tell it to move into different locations just by right clicking on the map. I mean, if we can go over here if we wanted to. There's some things that are a little bit awkward with the game, like that you can accidentally do that one. There goes some workers that are just coming back in. You can't actually. There's another city way back over there. I mean, if we go and click there, we can sort of start to move it across. But it's really quite a charming little game to play. It's you know, it's a city builder with a difference essentially. So so is it stability dynamic, meaning you can't build everything to one side? Yes, there is. So so as the city's coming through, it's now getting into the night time. This is where the lighting is important. So in the areas that are well lit, it's all nice and safe, but in the areas that are dark is a problem. So we've almost got our research. Yep, so that research is coming very, very soon. There we go. Just open up the research tree now. We'll go with, got the town centre. Let's just go with this upgrade. Actually, we've already got that one. I'll just go and start that one, not for any great reason. But if I, you know, I can now go into the build menu. Now I can actually also lock it in, but I've forgotten how to do it. To lock the camera onto something. Town centre. Yeah, I'll lock camera. There we go. So I can just do it that way. Whoops. This is what I mean. Right clicking can be a real problem. And if I then, because right clicking you also use to maneuver your what you're doing. So let's just go across into there again. So I just put my cursor there, but the right mouse button, click and drag with the right mouse button gives you your orbiting, which is very important. But it's also your movement, and I think I can change it, but I'd say I'm just thinking as a default that's not a real good idea. And so if I go back into my build menu now, I should actually now have needs and for the street lamps. And so I can place these in different areas. You can see there we've got lighting for some areas. So if I go and place more lights there, for example, there, and you'll notice the ship does wobble as I do these sorts of things. So I just can place these around the place, and these cost resources as well to build. So just press escape and then unpause. The workers should come out and start to build these. So here they come. So I think the game is good, not great, if you know what I mean. So there we go, we're now getting lighting in around here. So these are important just for safety. So even more of them are required. Here. And just go and position them there. But it's an interesting game, like in terms of, you know, like with your research trees. I'm doing the wrong thing there, actually. Got the housing blocks, increase the numbers. I've got the hangars, basic needs back and through there. These are locked at this stage until I get blueprints. Production, the iron forge. Might do that instead. Yeah, we'll do that instead of the other one. The other one, I don't know why I did that one. The warehouse we've already got, have we? Yeah, she'll go that way instead. I don't actually have the warehouse yet, so we can go through that one through there. So hi Yeti. So there we go. So Yeti's arrived, and yeah. So things are. It's an interesting little game. You know, like it's sort of. But as I say, just little things like the right mouse button is frustrating just to sort of deal with. But overall, it's a beautiful little game. The way it sort of does work. There's a clothing manufactory back over through that side. We're heading towards this little town here. Don't know where the pirates are or when they sort of attack you, but eventually you end up with defences and so on and so forth as well. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys, with that one. So that's the giveaway for today, Airborne Empire. It's yeah, nice game actually. It's a very nice game. So Brian Day is saying, was it the Daz copter seen over New Jersey after all? So more like the drones from Carrier Command 2. Yeah, anyway, let's we won't save this one. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now let's have a quick look. I've got to start to get ready for the giveaway, but we'll have a quick look and see what else is on Steam in terms of the news of the week, because I haven't really had a good look at that. Oh, Steam Real-Time Strategy Fest, January 27th. Oh, now until January 27th. Right, okay. So it's for 1 week. I like the graphics that they do with these. They do look good. What have we got? Oh, Homeworld. Yes, that's 90% off. Sins of a Solar Empire, this is the old one. So I wouldn't worry about that one. The new one is really, really good. So anything new, anything modern? Just see if there's anything there that I know. Warno at 33% off, not terrible. Frostpunk only 220. I think something's got to be 50% off or more for it to really be sort of viable in the grand scheme of things. Hearts of Iron 4. That's actually one that's a classic really now. Very positive. I don't know what it rates, but the positive ratings are well deserved with that one. Of course, then you need to get all of your 75% off the base game of Stellaris is good as well. But then, of course, I think you really do need to start to then get into the DLCs with both of those games. Crusader Kings 3 as well, 70%. So Paradox has got a lot off. Of course, the Age of Wonders is not real time, so that one won't be on special. Warno 33. Yep, Total War Rome. Old game now, but 75% off. Let's have a bit more of have a bit more of a look. Europa Universalist 4 at 90% off. That's really cool for the base game. Northgard is a fun game. A little bit old there at 2018, but it's still very, very good. What else have we got there? I don't know why that's there, but without a special. That's interesting. That's an interesting game, actually. This is one of these games that I really like the idea of, but it's so complex. I could see this is a very, very complex building game, but really, really interesting the way it sort of does work. It's really quite amazing. Interesting, Victoria 3, which sort of struggled. It's only got mixed reviews, but it's only 50%. When you look at the other Paradox games, they're at 75%. I wonder why they did that. I wonder why this one is not 70 or 75%. That's sort of weird. What else have we got through there? Frostpunk, yes. Sins of a Solar Empire 2, only 20% off. They don't count. They don't count as being on special with these things here. Again, no specials there for Total War Warhammer. Against the Storm, 50%. Yeah, that's definitely worth grabbing. That's probably my pick so far, to be honest. So I'm only looking at the 50% or more, really. Three Kingdoms, I think, is a good one as well. Like, that's a good game for Total War. Aliens Dark Descent, Total War Medieval 2. That's really old, but it's got good mods for it. One more click, and we'll have one last little look to see if there's any more 20. Oh wow! Here we go. This is our pick. 60% off for Distant Worlds 2. I didn't realise that was actually going to be on special. Well, there we are. That's the one. This is the one. So I was trying to figure out why I was supposed to be playing Distant Worlds on. I'm playing it all this week anyway, as sort of as luck would have it on Twitch. So yeah, 60% off. This is great. This is great news, actually. They've done this a few times now where they've got really good specials on this game. So that is, grab that one. That's the one. That's the game. Other ones that are 50% off. It's funny, Homeworld, mostly negative. We've got anything else? Yeah, we've got no. For me, it's Distant Worlds 2 is your game. That's your choice. That's your pick for this week for this particular real time special. Of course, Distant Worlds 2 real time. You get the new Sins. 20% off though. I sort of try not to look at the games that are less than 50%. To be honest, when I'm looking at these specials, because they're sort of like 20%'s nice. It may, like, let's just say you're on the you've been thinking about getting a game for a month or two, and you really, really want it, but you just can't justify the price. If you really, really want it, the 20% might be enough to make you think, yeah, okay, that's enough of it just to push me over the edge. But I reckon 50% or more is more of one of those things where you think, yeah, I've got to get that. So that's why I tend to sort of look more at those, even though there's some great games. Like Thronefall is an incredibly good game, but only 25% off. So does it really matter that much? But 60% off for Distant Worlds 2, incredibly big. That's a great deal. So that's the choice. If you don't have it, now's the time. Now's the time to grab it. So anyway, I'll leave that there, and we'll just go back up to the library and see what we've got. So, yeah, so Wizard Warfare 2 is out. We just spoke of that one. Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. This is a really good game. It's sort of funny because it does actually have, it's a story-driven game. There's no random content in there at all. Even the skirmish maps are preset maps. And I generally don't warm to games that aren't that don't actually have a procedural aspect to them. But the actual campaign is not easy. It's really quite engaging. I was playing that on Slytherin as well, actually, in the last week, and it's a really interesting. Like it's done incredibly well. New release in here just to catch up with. This is the DF hack, of course, which just keeps on coming up with in line with the Dwarf Fortress update. So it tends to come out within hours now of when Dwarf Fortress is updated, which is great. Intravenous 2, I've already spoken about this one. I love this game. This has been one of my go-to fun games that I've been playing. I don't know if I released my video on that one. I might re-record it actually, because I did it at close to launch, but it's now been around for a little while. I really love this game. This is so fun to play. It's very hard. I've shown this one as well, so I won't show that one. We've got XO, major update. Okay, so we've got a major update there. I haven't played this. I think I do have it, but I just haven't played it. Empire's Undergrowth roadmap. Nothing there. I haven't played that one. Athena Crisis. So players, welcome to your new monthly update. 20% off for this sale. I don't know. Yeah, that's from what? That's from November. What is going on here? December. There's a monthly update there again. I don't know what's going on here. Don't know why we're getting this old news. This is it's not good. DOM 6 has come out, so mainly bug fixes, a new command for modders. So when there's new factions, that's when I really look very closely at the DOM 6 stuff. Airborne Empire, again, that's going to be today's giveaway. Best of 2024, yep, that's okay. Gal Civ from 2 weeks ago. Megastructures, that was just information. Keeper RL, again, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, December. This is all old stuff. Why is it so old? It should be. I think I've been a bit more judicious about what gets shown in here. So I've sort of told the what's new. You can sort of tell it what to show and what not to show. And I think a few weeks ago I changed that. So anyway, that's sort of where we are. The games I've been playing again this week is Terminator, Age of Wonders 4. I mean, playing that just for fun for myself as well. I was playing that on Twitch, but I'm just going to keep the game going, but just where I just play it. Yeah, actually, Terminator just released a new DLC as well. Actually, when did they release that? I thought it was actually a while back. Maybe I just had it for a long time. Because that you can now play as Legion, as the actual Terminators, which is so there's different ways of now playing that game as well. Distant Worlds 2, Carrier, yeah. So I've gone through those. That's all fine. Now, what else do we have to talk about? There was one other thing. We have to do the giveaway, but there was something else I needed to talk about. What was it? Oh, Shadow Empire. That's what it was. So Shadow Empire, you can sort of see a little bit about Shadow Empire if you go to here on Steam. I'll just go back to the web page version, or I've got it sort of more zoomed in so we can sort of see things. If we just go to Shadow Empire here, this is an okay way to keep up with the development of the game in terms of it being retrospective. But it's not really the best way. So in the community hub, you will find discussions, and the top discussion is usually, or up in through here, is going to have the pinned updates. And so this will then sort of give you whatever the latest change or latest open beta. you should be playing the open beta, I think, just to sort of, and from there, you just have a bit of a look to see what's actually coming in through this other side. So at this stage, there's really nothing in here that is for navies. He's just been sort of working on other things, and it's only one developer. Remember, like Victor developer is has got the so he is just working on his own with the game and doing a great job, like an incredible job. But it just means that, and the way that he does it so that he can actually just keep on ploughing time into the game is he works on what he's interested in at the time. And I don't have a problem with that aspect, because rather than working on stuff that he feels that he should be working on, like navies and things, he will actually sort of more focus on the stuff that he is enjoying doing, and keep those navies and things percolating in the back of his head. And it works really, really well. And we end up with these incredible games because of that. So I'm not saying that's not the way you should do it at all, but I think for a lot of us now, we're really waiting on better navies. But he's trying to figure out the best way to actually bring them in. I don't know if we've got the Discord community. I don't know if we've got another area in through here where we can see graphic mods. Yeah, so I'm not seeing where we end up with things, and I think that I know Vic looks at comments a little bit, but not overly, and so he's got his own area, and I forget what it's VR Designs, I think .net, I think VR Designs, is that going to come up? Yeah, so VRDesigns.net. So if I just go into here, so VRDesigns.net is actually where he does things, and so this is back in January. That's these are the if I just go back and just get rid of that page and just see what if there's if you really want information about, oh, here we go. This is done on future navies. I didn't see this. This is from December the 4th. So yes, this is really a premature question today. Know that I'm first finishing off Republica DLC politics before I start on Militia DLC, which will be the point where I also attack the Navy units. Okay, so it's being pushed back into the next Militaria DLC. I'm not sure if those Navy units will be included retroactively in Oceania DLC or will become part of Militaria DLC. I hope it's retroactive into Oceania, to be honest. I think it needs it. I don't think the Oceania DLC is a really good DLC. It's not bad. It's just not great. Also note that any speculation on any future releases in any way shrouded in some uncertainty. So yeah, he doesn't commit, which is fine. Anyway, as I previously said, much about implementing those Navy units as actual units with ship models designed and produced, much as other units with them not being hex-based like all the other units in the game. They would either be moored in a specific port or active in a specific sea zone. I don't mind that as well, but he has to figure all this out. So he's actually asking us what we should be doing here. He knows we all want it, so it's not as if should I do it or not. So he is asking, should we have it as a... let's just read this a bit more carefully. As I have previously said, much about implementing these Navy units as actual units with ship models designed and produced much like other models, but them not being hex-based like the other units in the game. So rather than constrain them to hexes, and this is the problem that he's had when he did advanced, advanced, not Advanced Wars. I can't think of the other game that this one sort of stemmed from, but I quite like the navies in there, but they were constrained to hexes, and I can understand his thinking. His thinking, it was too hard to get a single unit. Like a navy controls like a large area, bigger than the hexes portray. So I think, so he's trying to figure out whether to do it in a sea zone where you've got a collection of hexes that the navies will then operate in, or should they just be hex-based and only really see what's around them, and so much more constrained. And so so it'll be more to a specific port or active in a specific sea zone, hex agnostic, as a sea zone has maybe like 100 to 400 hexes. Now that is crazily big. I actually think hex zones, these sea zones, I hope that he actually has a bit of a hybrid where he has a sea zone that is controlled by a maritime trade house, maybe be a collection of zones. And so rather than the sea zone being as big as what they are in Oceania, make them a lot smaller. Make them so that they're collections of like 20 hexes or something like that. Then introduce navies into that. So I think the hex zone is the better way to go. I just don't think that 100 to 400 hexes as a zone is the right way to go. If that was the case, if a C zone is 100 to 400 hexes, then please give me hex based. If a C zone can be cut down to 20 or 30 or 40 hexes, then make it zone based, because that way it's got more control. So choosing this one. So when in doubt, time for a quick question to the actual Shadow Empire players. What do you prefer? Based on 100 hexes, I'd be choosing hex based. But based on if that could be changed, I'd be voting for if it could be 20 or 30 or 40 hexes, I'd be voting for C zone based. I still think that's the way to go, but I think that it would then have to change the overall structure of the C zones. Now, there's much to be said to implement those Navy units of C zones, because it can better simulate actual naval mechanics and movements. However, there's nagging doubt that it might be more fun to actually move your Navy units around hex by hex, as it gives more immersion. Yeah, actually that's true as well. I think I'm going to vote hex base because of that more than anything. If the zone base was small, I would do the opposite. I think it still should. They still should be moved. Again, it's not. It's sort of. He's got one or the other, but in reality, I think they should be moving hexes into zones, and the zones should not be massive. And the maritime trade houses actually control a lot of those zones, and so yeah, I think that needs a big relook. I'm going to click on hex based. Let's just see what we end up with. I'll put a vote in. We'll see what what people want. Yeah, so it's actually a combination. Actually, a fair few people are voting here, which is good. So anyway, that's pretty good information actually about what's happening. It was in October. I think he'll keep on talking about navies, because he knows that navies are really what people want. So this is the sketch of design plans for Shadow Empire. This was back in January of last year. So this hasn't really changed. And so when we have a look at it, we've got the this is actually sort of where things are. And so we've got the Oceanic DLC came, the core engine work. So this is different things that were then sort of being worked on in through here. The core engine for Republica, which is what he's currently sort of working on now. He'd already started this a year ago, so this won't be that far off, I don't think. And then we've got militia with the militaria with the Navy units. That's where he's going to introduce them. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them before this comes out. Anyway, interesting. It's interesting. Anyway, so that's actually sort of a bit of the roadmap there as to what's actually going on. All right, let's do this giveaway. Let's get everything sort of worked out. So we'll just go across into, I'll open up Nightbot. What is Republica? That's going to be more about politics, more political stuff. Just enter chat. All right, there we go. So we've got the, if we go to giveaways. Yep, so just all you need to do is type the word win in, and that way you'll be in the running for Airborne Empire, for an Airborne Empire key. So if you've won things in the past, please just enter again. You can always, if there's ever a game that you've already got or something like that, just still be part of the fun, because you can always just say, look, don't worry about it. I'll do it next week or whatever it might be. So if you don't want it, so yeah, by all means, we'll just go that way. But this is a good one to grab. As I say, I've had the key for a long period of time, but the game actually was delayed, and so it's now out, and it is pretty cool. So I'll just get you guys to start to sort of seed that. I'll get Marble Run set up. I'll also just get my names established as well. And okay, I'll delete those. And Marbles on stream. So just type the word win to be in the running. Wish that this would work in YouTube rather than having to do it this way. I'm getting good at it now, though. I'm getting to know what to do, which is funny. Right, what have we got through there? Oh, okay. So the data grind is saying sad news about Alliance of the Sacred Sons going to semi-hibernation this week. They failed to find a new publisher. Such a shame. Was looking forward to it. Let's have a look at that after we do. I'll set the marble run up. Actually, I'll let's have a quick look at that now, because I didn't realise that. Was that already on Steam? Let's just have a quick look and see. So this is almost like a Dune type game. The Sacred Sons, yeah, it's still there. It's a sci-fi grand strategy game, but it's very much played like with empires and stuff like this. Oh, that's a shame. Planned release date 2025. So we'll look and see if there's news there about that. Discussions. It's been a hard year, like over the last 12 months for developers, I've got to say. So this is dead, right? There we go. Let's have a look at this one here. Sure hope not. Just noticed Hooded Horse has dropped them as a publisher. Oh, if Hooded Horse is no longer... Oh, that was back in November. Didn't realise that. That's interesting that Hooded Horse would... I don't know what would have gone on there. Yeah, Hooded Horse has been... Hooded Horse is unbelievable from what I can see as an outsider, as a publisher. They've been incredible. Yes, this is back from November. So it's a long time critic, but also wanted... they got it together. I'm not shocked, but I'm confused why Hooded Horse let it go for so long. Yeah, so it's sort of interesting, very interesting. What's the most recent comments? Yeah, it's still back in November. Yeah, no idea. Anyway, that's not really going to... I won't worry about that one. We'll just go back to our giveaway. So we'll just go and grab everyone's names. So we've got 32 running for this one here. That's a shame though, because it looked promising. There's some good little games like that around. So the data grinds in the dev said he would publish it and use a different game to fund it. Oh, okay. So I don't think it's announced on Steam yet, but announced via Discord this week, says the data grind. Right. Okay. Well, that's a shame. I mean, it's sort of for Hooded Horse to drop a game. I mean, they've got some great games, and for them to drop it, it'd be interesting to know why. I'm not going to... I've got contacts at Hooded Horse, but I won't actually ask because I tend not to be able to keep secrets, as you all know. So we go and keep your eyes open. Boss Slayer, so Zero coming to Steam at some point. Oh, so Boss Slayer Zero coming to Steam at some point. Okay, so is that their other game? Is it? Anyway, let's just go across and go to find. We'll just do replace, and then replace all. So I'm just getting the names ready, and I'm just going to change cookie to cookie. There we go. So that is done. I just make doubly sure we don't have any two Michaels, like what we had the other day, or Mikes. Nope, we don't have any mics. We have a Mikkel, but not a mic. No mics, so that's okay. So that's the first time we've actually had two of exactly the same name that were in the thing here. Yes, I don't think we've got any extras in through that side. All right, so I've now saved that. We'll just open this up. So I was doing that off screen. Right. So everyone is actually in there. Done. So 32 is what we need. So we'll go back to the Grand Prix. 3 maps. Bots 32. autofill. Just make sure that they're long enough. Yeah, they're all 3 and 2 minutes. That's fine. So we've got Vibe Shining City, Holy Yeeting Whirlbird. That sounds dangerous. And Dancing Irresistible Surprise. So let's go for it. Good luck, everyone. We'll go and play. So Joe's is saying, making tacos and listening to Daz. Does taco, does that have an S on the end of it? I'm actually genuinely curious, like whether taco is like a collective noun or is tacos. I always call them tacos, and one's never enough. So a taco or mini tacos, but not mini taco. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's interesting to know actually if what the correct one is. So we've got everyone in through here. So Sithel, first one through, very, very quickly. Back in through here, the other side. Brian Day on the other side through there. Sithel got a big boost. We don't think anyone's been pushed off yet. Voodoo Dogs looks like the first one through. No, they're all gone on the other side. All the action is happening over here. Somehow. Not sure what happened there. Well, if it happened that side, who's going to be the first one through here? Union ID is the first one through with Sithel. So we lost a lot. Whoa! See you later, Union ID. You are gone. Unless you somehow land on the map, and you did. No, you didn't. So Union ID is gone. Anyone else going to be disappearing from here? There's people in that other area. Who's going to be the first one through here? Marco is the first one out and straight through. Okay, so Marco's a long way out now ahead of the others. We've got Grob, we've got the Daily Grind, we've got Sithel still back in the running there. Still got a long way to go, guys. Oh, there goes Grob. Grob is out and gone. Sorbicol jumped down and happened to make it through now to this first area. So Sorbicol and Introvert. Oh, they both got killed. Not sure how or why that happened. No, Sorbicol's still going. Sorbicol is actually still doing very, very well here. But and JKS actually just was in behind there. But Sorbicol is actually still working out okay. Daily Grind. JO's coming through. Sorbicol. Oh, JO's didn't make it. Marco is inside. The Daily Grind is okay. So that's all alright. And Sorbicol is potentially going to win this. There goes Mr. Kumapurnuruna. Sorbicol straight through this little dangerous area and should win it from here, I think. Although Marco is right behind him. They're both together on the same. No, Sorbicol is through. Sorbicol is the winner. Marco will get second. Who's coming up? So Marco's got second place. Oh, there we go. Elephant Man is out of there. Daily Grind is dropping down level by level, but so is Sithel. Sithel actually make it third. Sithel did get third. That was a good comeback. But Dom UK getting fourth. ZXM getting fifth. Hooper sixth. Brian. The Daily Grind is still just sitting back there. Here comes the Daily Grind. You want to get 10th now, guys. 10th is the next big number. So Reed has come straight. Oh, Michael actually has dropped out. But Mikkel may get. There's a few of you vying into. Who's going to get 10th place? Bloymund. Okay, so Bloymund gets a 10 points. And Man at Raven Desk didn't make it. The others are all wiped out. Okay, that's cool. That's the way it works. It's cool but cruel. So only 12 finishes. Wow. Okay, so not very many finished. Just go back to our Grand Prix listings. So that's the scores at this stage. Didn't even get down to the 1-pointers. So we just got down to the 2-pointers. At 15th and below, you get 1 point for finishing, but 0 points if you didn't finish. And so we've got Sorbicol on 20, Marco on 15, Sithel on 12, and then we've got Dom UK and Bloymund on 10. ZXM on 8, Hooper J on 7, Brian Day on 6, yeah, Daily Grind 5, Reed, Tiger Russ, and Hugh David. Tiger Russ winning last week, of course. So, next map. Good luck, everyone. So we're now going to Holy Eating World. This one sounds dangerous. Hope it's not as dangerous as the previous one. I mean, I was going to say I don't like seeing people actually getting wiped off the map, but in reality, I absolutely love it. I love the carnage. Introvert's already gone. Oh, here we go. This is going to get dangerous, guys. This is going to get dangerous, I think. Union ID's gone. I don't know sure how they're dying. Someone zip out? No. Daily Grind actually made it a fair way through fairly quickly there. I think that's the world. Yeah, this is all enclosed. So I think it's fairly benign until I hit this cannon over here. So Daily Grind out in front. Dom UK coming through there as well. Who's going to be first one through? Oh, here we go. It's going to be Viren Games out. So Viren Games the first one into that one. Dom UK, Marco, Mikkel straight through to the cannon. Let's see what happens at the cannon. Here we go. We'll follow Mikkel through. Whoa, we made it through. Okay, that's pretty cool. So this thing here, will you be hit before you get past this? Yes, there goes Michael Duss. Oh, I love it. I love it when people actually... here we go. What are these guys? JKS is gone. Anyone else going for this? I really quite enjoy that. I'm really quite liking what we're seeing through there. No one else has been hit by those there, but that was enjoyable to watch. The Daily Grind out in front here again now. I better watch the actual map. Brian Day got smacked by something. I don't know by what happened through there. I'll press number 1 so we can see. I don't know if this is the final bit. Let's just follow the Daily Grind through this screw tunnel here. There's the finish line. So Daily Grind is the first one through. Next one's coming up is Marco and Geezer Zone. So Geezer Zone second, Marco third, Tiger Russ fourth. And we're still getting a fair few failing at the back there. Elephant Man got through, JO's through as well. Mad Hat Raven Desk. You won't get destroyed once you hit this level. Oh, Sorbicol just fell off. There's a few of you falling off at the back there. Don't think Serenity will finish. Should start to see the yellow line come along fairly soon, I would think. Getting a few more finishes than the last time anyway. So there will be some one-pointers. Here it comes the yellow. So I don't know if Serenity will make it in time. Going extremely slowly. Here it goes. And bang, gone. And will Hooper make it? Yes, it will. Okay, so Serenity was the last one to be eliminated. Okay, let's have a look at the final results here. I'll just go across to the Grand Prix. So we have now Marco out in front with a 15 and a 12. The Daily Grind got 5 points there, so 20. So 25 in through there. 27 for Marco. Sorbicol on 20 with the previous win. We've got the your Geezer Zone in 15, etc., etc. So you can sort of see your points. So a few of you are now on 1 point, down through there now as well. And some are still on zeros, so some are not doing too well. But it's still anyone's game. Right, last map. Good luck, everyone. 2 races, 2 deaths. That's his original intent. JKS is saying the same, and so is Cookie. All right, good luck. Here we go. We'll get started. Now, it looks like there's already a bit of a... This looks fairly dangerous. So let's go and choose one of these to follow it in. Here we go, straight through here, straight through the tunnel. I'm just following a random marble. Is it Michael that we're following? I'm not sure. Grob is pretty high up there. No one's fallen off here yet. I don't think there's anything dangerous here just yet, but everyone's going down different tracks. Grob out in front. It's saying the daily grind is out in front. I'm not sure. I can't see the daily grind in front of us. Beer and Games now saying, I think Grob's still the one that's out in front. Yeah, Grob is now being listed as the first. Michael coming through here. There's Grob. Grob's already a fair way down here. Nobody's been knocked off the map yet. Just follow Michael through, who's coming in second. There's Grob. So they're both going in together down the sphincter. Grob's still a little way ahead. Oh, here comes J.O.'s. Oh, there's another loop on the other side. That's where the daily grind and that is. So they're smashing their way through here. So the daily grind is actually technically out in front. Michael's straight through. Past Grob this time. J.O.'s just seems to be a long way out in front there. Let's just keep it going here. This is complex. Luis is listed as the leader. Joaz now is listed as well. Now this is going to be dangerous. I'm going to zip out here because this is the finish line. Oh, Lewis got the Joaz coming through, Daily Grind, Voodoo Dog, Grob, and we're now getting Meteors firing in as well. No one's been pushed off these yet, which is interesting. I thought some would. That's disappointing. There's no one that's actually failed. No failures. So, looks like nobody died. Oh, no, there goes Sorbicol. So we need to have one kill, one death. There goes Cookie straight through. Mad Hat Raven Desk got through as well. Sorry, Sorbicol. That was fun at your expense. Funny. That's what's that called, Schadenfreude. That was Schadenfreude at your expense. The pleasure in somebody else's pain. Sithel and the others are going to get wiped out, so Sithel gets wiped out, and the others over here as well, Elephant Man and Union ID. So a fair few of you at the end there got wiped out just from being way too slow for this particular one. All right, so let's have a look at the final results in through here. Let's just go straight through to the finish of the Grand Prix. Now, if there's a tie, we'll do a one race sort of, just decider to see who actually wins the. Wins it. So we'll just go finish Grand Prix, back and through this other side. We've got the, go that way. All right, so coming in third place is Joe's. Okay, so come from behind there. Second place is Marco, and the winner is the Daily Grind. Now let's just check out, let's just do a count back. So that's congratulations at this stage, the Daily Grind, but we will have a look at the numbers. So 37, oh, miles in front. Miles in front. Okay, so clear winner there. So congratulations, Daily Grind. I'll just go through the list so you guys can sort of see where you ended up. Did anyone end up on still on 0? Yes! Serenity and Union ID both failed in all 3 games. So I do enjoy the failures as much as I enjoy the wins. So that was pretty good. Anyway, the Daily Grind, 37 points there. So congratulations. What I'll get you to do, if you don't mind, is to, I'll just put in my daz@daztactic.com as the email address. If you can actually shoot me through an email, I'll be able to get the key out to you. So, yeah, congratulations on the big win. So that's a good game to win. And we do have other games on the horizon coming up. So I'll be doing ChatTactic next week, but I may be away the week after, so I'll see how I go. I'm not sure about what will happen the week after next, but anyway, we'll just go that one. So ZXM saying, I thought 8th place was the winner today. Not quite. Nearly, just 7 points off. But anyway, that was well done. So Okay, so Joe's saying third is my best placement ever. Yeah, that's it's good. The numbers even weren't that high. I mean, 37's a long way out in the end for the daily grind. Must have had good points all the way through, I guess. So anyway, that's our winner, and thanks for watching, guys. And I will be, as I say, on Twitch playing a lot of Distant Worlds this week. You got the 60% off as well, which makes it even better. And I'll be putting different videos up here on YouTube as well. So I've got a fair few scheduled, a lot of Dwarf Fortress content coming, and a few of these new ones as well. Joe's saying German is strong, Daz. Schadenfreude, yes. Brian Day saying, don't forget to ask your hooded horse contact what the drama was. It's funny because I don't like asking, particularly that, because it would be an internal thing. So I would probably just be told to go away, and I understand that. I did actually ask about that for Nebulous Fleet Command. Nebulous Fleet Command. I did actually say, when is the single player coming? And they did respond and say, yes, it's being worked on now. So that was the one thing where I think I said something like, when I wrote to them, I said, look, I know you're sick of people asking, and you're probably just going to tell me to go away. But when's the single player coming? And he said, I won't say anything, but look at this video. And there was a video that had just been released showing that it was now on the cards for the next, it's the next big thing that they're working on with Nebulous Fleet Command, which is a great little game. It's a little bit like Carrier Command in the I guess visuals, and even just with the complexity with what it actually does do. But it's of course even though it's great as a multiplayer game, it doesn't you're not actually in control of the bridge of a ship or anything like that. So Dom UK is saying a well-known load word into English from German. Yeah, it's German. English doesn't have the same sort of word as Schadenfreude. It's such a great word. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you. Well, I'll either catch you on Twitch or